You haven't had one practice with me. You haven't had one game with me. How can you say that? She's like, nothing's in stone. I just want to like prepare you mentally. And I said, I just want to let you know I'm the best guard you have, and I will win that spot.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bird's Eye View. Few players in this league bring passion, grit, and just pure competitiveness every single night like today's guest. This season, she's putting up 19.8 points, 6.1 assists, and 3.2 rebounds per game, killing defenses with her clutch shooting and creating plays that's keeping her team in the playoff hunt. From breaking NCAA scoring records to winning back-to-back WNBA championships, she's proven she's built for the biggest moments. Off the court, she's a voice never afraid to speak her truth. Today on the pod, I'm so excited to welcome Kelsey Plum. But first, you know what time it is. It's time for Sue's View. Okay, as we get closer to the end of the season, you're starting to hear more playoff talk and more specifically the playoff standings. Teams are going to be jockeying for position. It seems like to the very end. But I thought it would be a good time to remind everyone of which teams have other teams' 2026 first-round draft picks. Why is this important? Because the bottom 5 teams in the league, the ones that don't make the playoffs, are in next year's draft lottery. So what if you're a team that doesn't make the playoffs, but you also traded your pick away? And also, what if you're a team that makes the playoffs, but has a non-playoff team's pick? There is a game within the game that's happening in the league right now, and if it's good for your team, it can give you something else to cheer for. So here's the rundown. Okay, I'll start by saying Atlanta, Dallas, Indiana, Portland, and Toronto, who are coming in new, all have their first round picks. So all you fans, you're safe. But if the season finished today and all the other teams swapped for the highest pick available, this is what it would look like. Minnesota has Chicago's first round pick. Seattle has Vegas's and LA's first round pick. DC has its own first round pick, plus Seattle's first round pick, and via a swap will likely have New York's pick. Chicago, via a swap, will likely have Connecticut's first round pick. And Connecticut, via likely swaps, will finish with Minnesota and Phoenix's first round picks. It's a little confusing for me too. The swaps are all unpredictable because they depend on where everyone finishes. But like I said, if it finished today, that's probably what it would look like. The two things that jump out to me are that Minnesota, who is in first place now, will likely finish in first place, will also have a chance at the 2026 number 1 pick. That's insane. Also, depending on who makes the playoffs between Vegas, Seattle, LA, and DC, it'll really impact things for Seattle and then a little bit for DC. For those that really like the weeds, the other thing to remember is that because we have 2 new teams coming in the league next year, it's likely that everyone's pick outside the lottery, so starting at pick 5, will likely move down 2 spots. So again, if it finished right now, Minnesota's pick will be the 16th, New York's would be the 15th, and so on. Support for this show comes from Google Pixel. When the extraordinary is possible, never settle for less. For your next phone upgrade, meet the Google Pixel 9 Pro. It's got a stunning new design, the advanced AI power of Gemini, and their best camera yet. It's built to capture everyone in your group in beautiful resolution, including the person taking the photo. Now that's extraordinary. You can learn more about the new Google Pixel 9 with Gemini Live on the Google Store. Support for Bird's Eye View comes from Nike. What was your biggest win? Was it in front of a sold-out stadium or the first time you beat your teammate in practice? Nike knows winning isn't always done in front of cheering crowds. Sometimes winning happens in your driveway, on a quiet street at the end of your longest run, or on the blacktop for a pickup game. Nike is here for all the wins, big or small. They provide the gear, you bring the mindset. Visit Nike.com for more information. And be sure to follow Nike on Instagram, TikTok, and other social platforms for more great basketball moments. Okay, next up, we're going to talk a little Las Vegas Aces. They had high expectations coming into the season, but have gone through some growing pains as they integrated Jewel Lloyd, adjusted to mostly a new bench, and even had some changes in their coaching staff. They're currently on a 4-game winning streak, and it seems like they're figuring some things out, so I wanted to take a closer look. Prior to this streak, they were struggling a bit in a few offensive categories. They were 10th in three-point percentage, 11th in offensive rebounding percentage, and 7th in offensive rating. In the last 4 games, they're now 5th in three-point percentage, 1st in offensive rebounding percentage, and 1st in offensive rating. These are major jumps. The top 3 players have been Jackie Young, who's averaging 20.3, Jewel Lloyd, who's finding her footing, averaging 15.8, and of course, A'ja Wilson. She's averaging 25.5 and recently just had a historic 30 and 20 game. First time in WNBA history. Are they getting more comfortable? Are they starting to find their rhythm? Time will tell, but this is definitely a great start. Last but not least, there's been a lot of LA talk recently, and not just because I've had De'Erica Hamby and now Kelsey Plum on the pod. They are surging after All-Star break and are 8-3 in their last 11 games, including 2 big wins over my Seattle Storm. Plum recently gave her opinion on who she thought the difference maker's been, and it's Julie Alamon. And I actually could not agree more. To steal Plum's words, Julie has been a calming force who plays well the pick and roll and who has made numerous clutch plays for the Sparks. I don't even need to get into the numbers to know this is true, but I'm going to throw some at you just in case you need them. Julie is first on the team in net rating amongst those who have played like 20 or more games. She's second in assist, 4th in the league in assist to turnover, and 4th in the league in points per chance in pick and rolls. What's more important is, since she returned from the European Championship, the Sparks are 10-5. Okay, I lied. I do have one more thing. So this is last, definitely not least. This weekend, the Seattle Storm is unveiling the statue of myself. I don't even have words for it right now, but I will next week. I'm going to break it all down. I'm going to tell you everything on how it happened. If you're in Seattle, Megan and I will be doing a Touch More live at the More Theater. Come hang with us. Tickets are at touchmore.com/Seattle. Come check it out. Okay, first of all, I haven't seen Happy Gilmore 2 yet, but I know there's a big cameo. Tell me everything.
Birdie, it was so fun.
Yeah.
Random, like, my agent just called me and was like, hey, Adam called and like asked if you could be in Happy Gilmore too. And I was like,
you're like, Adam who?
Yeah.
Sandler?
Like,
what?
And I got onto set and I've never done a movie.
Yeah.
Very different than commercial.
Yeah.
So you're kind of just waiting all day because they just kind of tape the scenes or whatever. So I got there at like, they had me there at 6 a.m., like ready to go. And it was really cool because I was getting hair and makeup done. And Adam comes into the trailer and he was just like, yo. And I was like, I'm looking around like, who are we yoing for, you know? And he was just like, do you know who this is? Like, he was like hyping me up. He's like, this one helped win us the gold. And I was like, shut up. And he was just like, whatever you need, you know? And so I had lines.
Yeah. I saw some clips, but I didn't see the full scene though.
No, but like, Birdie, the lines that they gave me, and then when I got there, he's like, we're not doing that. This is what we're doing. And he like gave me different. And then
did that throw you off?
Well, I was like, okay. And like, it's so funny because I'm sure this has happened to you. Like, you're in pressure situations all the time. And I'm like,
podcasting is really stressful.
But like
all the time. I'm
but like, you know, it's like, okay, I have lines, like I'm prepared, I get there. Adam's like, nope, we're not doing this. This is what we're doing. Okay. And then when I did it, he's like, no, you have to be a bigger bitch. Like, I need you to be more of a brat. So I'm like, okay. So like, I have to just like, I had to do take after take of just being like brattier and brattier to him. Like, so disrespectful, like more condescending.
Did you like the coaching though?
Loved it.
So is that like, this is kind of, you like being coached hard?
not the first time around the block being coached hard.
Yeah.
But it was really cool because he writes, produces, is in front, behind, to watch him work. And then to be in the scenes with all the other comedians.
Yeah.
And the improv.
And that's when you get to see genius at work.
Because what they were doing, I'm like, none of this is on this, you know, they're doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And, I ended up just being at home because I was like, oh, this is like my family. Just like live. It was awesome though.
You were obviously improvising on some level because he was just throwing lines at you. Did you add anything?
100%.
You were like giving your own little flavor?
Yeah.
I love that. Is it something now, did you get like a taste of it?
I got a taste of it. I would definitely love if the opportunity presented itself. I'm in.
All right. Plum for cameos. No, like I said, I was a huge Happy Gilmore fan. I haven't watched the second one yet, but it's on. It's in the queue. Let me
know what you think.
I will. Okay. I will. I saw the clip. I saw the clip you're in, but I need to see like the full scene, you know?
The context.
The whole buildup of it. Yeah. That's super dope. Congratulations. Okay. I'm going to start with a little bit of a banger. I have one question for you that I want to start with. I would describe your career as like you started out like wanting, maybe even having to like prove something. Like this is like, I got to prove a lot, like when I'm entering the WNBA. And you sit here now as a 2-time WNBA champion, a 4-time WNBA All-Star, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-on-3 and 5-on-5. Your number was retired this past year at UW. You have like a laundry list of other individual accolades that I could do. Do you, not like other people, do you feel like you've arrived?
Arrived is like super interesting. I definitely feel very secure in who I am.
Okay.
Arrived, I think, would be like at the end, in my opinion. To be honest, and like until like I helped turn the sparks around, no.
Okay. So that feels like a little bit of a, not a bucket list, but a little bit of like a checklist almost. Like I've done this, I've done that. Oh, I haven't been this like key contributor on a franchise that's trying to get somewhere that it historically has been.
Yeah. Like I think that being in different roles throughout my career, I've done really well. But this is the first time where it's like, oh no, you're shouldering the most responsibility.
Right.
And we talked about it off, like in the off season. It was just more of like making a decision. Okay, like if you're really as good as you think you are, and like you really think you have everything it takes, go do it. So like that's to this answer, we have not arrived. That's
okay.
the short answer.
Okay. No, it's just crazy. Like considering you left college as the NCAA leading scorer, you were the number 1 pick. It does sound crazy that there was like doubters or that like you had to prove people wrong. But I feel like coming out, there was a lot of just conversation around the number 1 pick, which we're going to get to. Cause I remember I have like vivid memories of that experience for you. But I just feel like, and by the way, you got hurt early in your WNBA career. So there's just like chatter. There's like conversation. And by the way, this isn't necessarily even unique to you. I think every number 1 pick has like some form of a bullseye and a question mark. They just like kind of come hand in hand. But yeah, it's crazy. And I think with that comes like a chip. Comes a chip, comes a mindset. So now that, I mean, you haven't arrived, but now that you have had success and you have had championships and accolades and all the things, do you think that chip and that mindset for you, whatever that is for you, however you would describe it, I don't mean to put words in your mouth, do you think that's like still a part of you? Is it still fueling you, or has it changed because you've had some success?
Well, I think it's funny because like number 1 picks, I agree with you that there's always something, right?
Always.
I do think mine was a little bit more nuanced because I didn't get handed any keys. Not saying that people get handed keys and it's just like this happy,
I got handed keys. People get handed keys.
You get handed keys and like there's growing pains, but then it's built structurally, bring people in, compliment you. There's a little bit of a grace period of like, okay, you know, and obviously some people like are instant transition. Some people take a little bit longer, whatever. Mine was very like, and this is not an excuse, it's just reality of what it was. I didn't get the keys. And then of course, then next year, then Asia got the keys as she should have. And it was kind of like, I don't know really where my place is, coaches, GMs, it's just very different, right? So I think that the chip that I have will always be there because like, yeah, maybe I got the keys. It's like 8 years later and I had to like almost die for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess I would say it's not really the same traditional path. And I mean, even the way I play now, like, I think I'll always just be like that because that's how hard I've had to do to get to this point.
Yeah. And so I think what I'm curious about is like, where does that come from? Right? Like if we go back to just like your family for a second, like family of origin, you grew up in a house of athletes, right? Both your mom played volleyball, your dad played football, both your sisters played volleyball, your brother played football. I can only imagine just like all the nonsense. I can like literally only imagine. Do you think they shaped any of this like competitiveness that we see in you?
Of course.
Okay. So in what ways?
Of course. I mean, I think, you know, my dad was just like, even from the moment like in the high chair of like, he would set food
Go get it.
He wouldn't hand it. He would just set it like, gotta take it. It's like classic. And I know it sounds like super cliche and over the top, but everything was like that. Just like I remember my parents saying, hey, basketball tryouts are next week. Here's the number. Call the coach. Tell him that you're coming. Like my parents were very much like, if you want something, you're going to have to figure out how to, if you're going to your tournament in Los Angeles, I lived in San Diego, print out the map quest.
Yeah.
And like, what time do you need to leave? Like, you need to make it happen, which is a great life skill now. As a kid, you're like, this is ridiculous, But yeah, for sure. And I'm really grateful because I think that like I've always grown up learning, and even too, like watching my siblings, the way they do their lives in like business and things like that. Like they're the same way. It's just like, there's nothing free. Yeah. There's nothing free in this life. And if you want it, like, there's a bunch of excuses. There's also a bunch of reasons why you can go get it.
Yeah. No, I'm really interested in just like the thought of you like being shaped to what we know now, right? So I feel like some of it is your family. I knew you watched Diana in college, and I know that you've always kind of like, looked up to her and like view her in like a really, you put her on a very high pedestal. I didn't know that it was like a UConn Tennessee game, UCD, and you're taken by her. What it said in the article was aura.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm curious how that plays a role just in like you choosing basketball. You got a whole family of volleyball players. So like when did that enter the picture and how did it impact you?
Yeah, I watched her play on the couch on ESPN against Tennessee, and she was talking shit. Camera and she's like, and I was like, yo, I've never seen a woman like act like that, play like that, swag, like making plays, all different types of plays. And I just literally told my mom, I'm like, I'm going to the WNBA. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm doing. That is literally what I want to do. And yeah, everyone in my family, no one plays basketball.
Right.
No one plays basketball. Huge volleyball family. I was a way better volleyball player.
Oh.
Way better volleyball player.
Interesting.
I had like a lot of scholarship offers, like young, but I just was not in it like that, And so, I just think that I saw that and I just held on to it. And I tell kids all the time, I'm like, I came off the bench in high school. Like I wasn't like this, I just had like this passion and this dream for like, and I credit my dad a lot because my dad has a delusional level of confidence in everything. Like Plumber. Yeah. He calls everyone Plumber. Okay. Plumber. In life, you get what you expect. You better expect to win.
Plumber.
Literally everyone. And it's so funny, Birdie, like by the different dialect tone, that's how you know. Plumber.
Who he's talking to?
Yes. It's crazy. I don't know all my siblings. We just know.
That is crazy.
But just this delusional level of confidence. And I just was like, this is what I'm doing. There's no plan B. And so that's kind of where that DNA came from.
Yeah. So when it comes to choosing a college, like what's that process and why did you end up going to UW?
So my older sister played volleyball, went to Oregon. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal volleyball player. Very similar to me in like basketball sense, like a little bit undersized, good athlete, not going to blow you out of the water on the eye test, just has a great feel and just like gunslinger.
Okay.
She went to Oregon and she took him to the national championship. Mm-hmm. And Oregon was very much like middle, low, Pac-10 at the time. And I watched her do it when I was in high school, and I was like, that is so cool.
Okay.
And so that kind of inspired me. And so when I was being recruited, I kind of just fell in love with Seattle, Washington, and that's why.
So you wanted to be able to take a program and bring it somewhere.
Yeah. Because it's like, and like no offense to people that go to Blue Bloods, but like it's
UConn wasn't really a Blue Blood when I went.
No.
They only won once.
Fair. Super fair. But like, I was like, you know what? I don't know. I'd rather try to go beat them.
Yeah. No, I have tons of respect for that. Okay, so back to UW. We all know the end of the story. I already mentioned you finished your career as the NCAA leading scorer. You lead UW to a Final Four, so you accomplished your goal in a sense to take a school. Oh, you wanted to win the whole thing.
I mean, UConn was.
I mean, no
one was going to win
that year. But I want to go back to the leading the NCAA in scoring because this is just my opinion, right? Yes, you have to be an elite scorer to do that. obviously, but it's not just about putting the ball in the hoop, right? Do you have to be able to do that at like a very high level in, all the ways? Absolutely. But to me, it's like, even when somebody just leads the country in scoring in college, no matter what school, it just to me speaks to something else. Like there's something else happening in like the mentality, call it a scorer's mentality, call it, a killer mentality, whatever. I just think there's something else to it. To give everyone a quick refresher, you were, and Megan was at this game. I was devastated that I could not go, but you needed 54 points to tie Jackie Stiles, who was number 1 at the time. You needed 55 to break it. You go out there on senior night and drop 57. Like, this isn't just like, oh, I had a good scoring day. Like, I had a good shooting day. This is like a mentality. Like, that's how I see it. So what I'm curious about is like, or what I want to know is, do you think you always had that? Do you think that was something you developed while in high school and college? Like, did it come to you or did you just always have it?
I definitely think I always had just a level of competitiveness, regardless of what was happening. That particular day, though, I remember it because I woke up and it was like, I know you feel like this. You're like, golly, I do not feel good. Like my body, like everything hurts.
Best game in your
night. You know what I mean? Yes. And like as the game's going, you're like, okay, first quarter. Like not first quarter because it was halves at the time. I'm like, okay, 10 minutes in.
Feeling pretty good.
We can do this, And then halftime. All right. And then they keep going under. That was honestly what I was thinking. I'm like, golly, how many do I have to make for them to keep going under?
I just realized something. You might have to cut this, but I just realized something. Was Lynn?
Yeah.
Okay. So you played against Utah.
Yeah.
So that means your current coach, Lynn Roberts, is the head coach at the time. Have you ever asked her like, yo, bro, why'd you keep going under?
She told me on the way to the game, one of her assistants came up to her and was like, hey, you realize Plum needs 50 whatever to break it. She's like, yeah. And then she told me, she's like, and then that actually happened.
57. That was incredible. Like I said, I was devastated that I couldn't go.
I remember
so
Megan.
Yeah.
I remember Megan in the stands. It's so funny.
I know. I don't remember. I wasn't in town. I don't remember like where I was or what I was doing. But what I remember is either the night before, or the night before, probably like talking about something, reading something, whatever. And it was like, oh, Plum's close to breaking it. It's senior night. Megan was like, oh, I got to go just in case. That's cool. It is kind of like, oh, is she going to get 54? You're going to get 55. You don't know that. But Megan, I don't know. She has an intuition about those things. Do you remember Adia Barnes bringing you to Storm games?
Of course. I had the headset on. I was in the back with the sound.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was awesome.
What do you remember about it though?
I remember feeling like, oh my gosh, like they are so next level. Because I was young. I was 18. I was a baby. I was a freshman. And I just remember watching and being like, okay, I really want to do this, but like, whoa.
Yeah, like why did you come to the games? Like, did Adia invite you? Were you like, hey, Adia, I'd like to go? Adia at the time was doing the radio for us. So she was at every home game. She was still coaching UW as an assistant. But like, what, did you want to do it?
I actually took a class in UW and you could like intern. And so I pitched it to her.
Okay.
I was like, let me be your intern. It's like double school credit.
Yeah. You know what I have written in my notes?
Tell me.
I wrote Adia Barnes used to take you to the games. And then I wrote my memory. And then I wrote it out. And it was like ambition. Like that's what I was struck by you in that moment. So the fact that you pitched this as an intern, I mean, that has ambition written all over it. But what I remember was like, you just had like a ambition about you that this is what you were going to do. This is what I want to do. This is what maybe sounds like it's something that's leaked over from like your dad a little bit, but it's like, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm doing. And that's how it felt every time I saw you at those games. It was like, oh, this kid like wants to be here. Like this is a kid that in, 4 years is going to be here. Is that, maybe you kind of answered, maybe that's just like something from your dad, but like what's happening? You're a freshman in college doing that.
No, I look back at it now, Birdie, and it is kind of delusional. Like I look back at it now, and I give my mom a ton of credit because I remember I told her like when I was 10, I think I was like, hey, I'm going to the league. And my mom is a very like rational, steady, like devil's advocate, like, hey, have you thought about this? And she said she actually walked out of the room and cried because she was like, at the time, she's like, I don't think this kid has any idea what she's saying and how hard that is.
Right.
And like,
it's like my child getting set up for
like
heartache.
exactly. And so, but she, to give her credit, never like waved. It was just like, hey, let me know what you need from me. And so I just really, like, my parents were critical and just like never waving on that. But yeah, definitely, I look back now, I'm like, that's absurd that like I never once was like, it was like delusional, irrational confidence. I mean, you could say I still do that now, but a little bit more of like.
No, you do. There's going to be, as we go through this interview, there's like multiple times where, and right next to ambition, what I have written is belief. There's multiple times where you just were likely the only one believing in yourself, but you did. So I don't think it's delusion. I think it's who you are. Okay. When you look back on your UW experience, like, what do you think you got from it that you maybe didn't expect?
I mean, I definitely didn't. I was like the underdog the whole time. And then it's like overnight it flipped. Like we talked about with the expectations. So I think if anything, it gave me like a false sense of reality. And like, I don't mean that by any like disrespect. I love my experience. It was tremendous, but it was definitely like the bubble got popped, because it's like you're a college kid. You're just going out here playing as hard as you can, having fun, scoring all these points. And then you come to the WNBA and it's like, I don't even play this sport. I play a different sport, that transition period. So I'd probably say that.
That's an interesting take. So yeah, you obviously get drafted number 1, you go to San Antonio, but back to what I was saying earlier, like there was just like, for some reason, my memory of it was just like a lot of conversation. Like they have Mariah Jefferson. Kayla McBride was drafted there like even just a couple years before that. So they have like this young backcourt and you are the number 1 pick. Like you should be the number 1 pick. You are the number 1 pick, but then this team already has guards. So I just feel like there was like chatter about it. And I remember you came to come play pick. Okay, what do you remember about it? So you came to play pickup with us with the Storm, or at the Storm facility.
Yeah, it was awesome. I played.
If we call it a facility, wasn't quite a facility just yet back then, but whatever.
Side note, my favorite is like the rope hanging in the corner.
Oh, I know.
That was my favorite. No, I remember I got drafted and it was me and Jenny. We walked outside and I was just more kind of at a loss for words because I got drafted, but there was very much of a, hey, we're not really sure what to do with you. And I was kind of like, well, you guys are the number 1 pick. Like you could have traded it for something else, or you could have picked me and then traded it, or you could have done a lot of things. And so to have a lot of the indecision, and I get they were put in a tough place. You have GMs and front office people that maybe want to go one way. You have coaches that want to go another way. And it was tough because when I got there, it was very made clear, like, hey, we don't want you here, but you're here. So like, we don't know what to do with you.
So, okay, so you get there.
Yeah.
And well, first and foremost, like the expectations of a number 1 pick are very interesting. They're interesting. We already discussed. Everybody has a different situation. I remember after I got drafted, Jen Azey, who is like my see it, be it, one of my favorite players of all time. It's so amazing to even get to like interact with her now. But I remember, honestly, it was probably in like an actual newspaper. I remember reading a quote where she just got asked, and it wasn't anything bad. The vibe of the quote was, number 1 picks usually get judged by scoring. And she was almost like feeling bad for me. Cause I'm not a scorer. I'm not leading any teams in scoring. She's like, yeah, I just feel like Sue might get judged by scoring and that's a tough spot to be in. So even then I remember being like, oh my God, what? When you get judged by scoring, it was like so confusing for me. But for you, being like an actual scorer, all the expectations, like what do you think was harder to deal with? The expectations or the actual like adjustment to the WNBA itself?
The expectations.
Yeah.
I think it was because the numbers in college I had were so irrational, especially my senior year, that I remember a poll came out It was like, how many points do you think she's going to average as a rookie?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone said 20.
Yeah. You're leading the league?
Do you know how hard that is to do?
Yeah. I don't. I've never done it, but yeah, it seems really hard.
But is
no,
it like
I'm joking. It's very hard.
There's a guard?
Maybe a couple people that do it a year. Now it's getting more, but for a very long time, there were some years where nobody did it.
Yeah, 19, 18 a game. So I remember seeing that and
being like, I'm screwed.
I'm like, oh,
who can live up to this?
Gosh, this is absurd. So I think that, and then obviously too, like you said, the target. I mean, every night, someone has you.
Yeah. What's your experience with that?
Well, it's so interesting because I like in the last couple of years, there's been a big debate about like people coming at everyone's experience is like different. All I know is that people came to kill me.
Yeah.
Like I think a little bit more than the normal number one pick. I think being like small, a guard, like it was very, and like media was like blowing up at the time. Instagram started to become big.
I threw the
I
t-shirt.
threw the t-shirt. It's the greatest accomplishment of my career. Did you see today? Somebody turned it into the Atlanta dildo.
I did see that.
Someone showed me on the plane. I'm like,
I was watching the game and I was like, I'm sorry. By the way, is it neon green? Why does it have to be neon green? Oh yeah, I saw it. Do you see Jordan Canada's reaction?
No.
Someone I didn't catch it in real time actually, but someone, I must have looked away. One of her teammates was like telling her. And so you can see that her teammate's explaining it and all you see is Jordan go. Like her reaction is like perfect. It really summed it up. But yeah.
Yeah, so there's a video today of me throwing a neon green.
There's a video of you throwing it?
They put the AI. They changed it. Yes. And it was just like soaring.
That's where the internet wins. That's where we like the internet.
Undefeated.
Yeah,
that's where we. Last week we didn't like it. This week we like it.
Yeah. It's a love hate. It's a love hate.
But I definitely think that everyone's situation is a little bit different. But I mean, I got people were circling. I mean, even when we came to Seattle, it was Kelsey Plum night, my rookie year.
Yeah.
How is that fair?
You had your career high like at that point against us.
Honestly, I was just trying to make it through that game.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly which time because I'm sure you came up to Seattle like twice that season, maybe.
Yeah.
You had your career high for your rookie year.
Was it like 10 points?
No.
Oh.
It was like 23.
Wow.
Yeah. I know. I read that little nugget today. So what's interesting about you talking about it is you still averaged 8.5 points. You still made all rookie team. Like it wasn't like you were, averaging 1 point and you were terrible. I get that 8.5 feels, but for a rookie, given, I don't know, the target on your back, given you started off with you rolled your ankle?
Yeah, I rolled it bad.
Yeah. So given all of that, it's like you had like a pretty good rookie year by like rookie standards. I get that it's not what you want it to be necessarily, but I always find that interesting. And then you went overseas that year. How do you think playing overseas, really in general, kind of helped with your game, but especially in that moment?
Well, going to Fenner.
Okay, before we get to Plum's answer, real quick, Fenerbahce was her first stop overseas. Some people call it Fenner, Plum does here. And it is one of the best clubs in Turkey. It's one of the best clubs in EuroLeague, but it's also a really tough place to play. Yeah.
As a rookie was like...
You really like it spicy.
We need to blame Lindsay for that one.
For a first stop, that's a spicy one.
Yeah.
A lot of expectations.
I mean, that was like definitely... Those are like... I will say now I look back and there's nothing that you could throw at me now that would be shaking me emotionally. Just because I got a lot of the hardest hits early.
Okay.
So I think that helped me. Because as a player, it's like you can't go lower than this. You can't go lower than Fenner trying to cut me because I'm so bad. But like I have a guaranteed contract for 2 years, so like what are you gonna do? And then by the end of the season, like I caught my role.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was it was brutal.
You figured it out?
Yeah, I think by the end of the season, I think I actually ended up winning Turkish League MVP, like in the finals.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So wait, given your rookie year and how that went, given how you just explained overseas Fenner, when you move into your second year, which you also moved to Vegas, and we're definitely going to get to that, you had a much better season.
Yeah.
Your second year. numbers are jumping. So what do you think you figured out from year 1 to year 2?
Just like the confidence.
Okay.
Just feeling like, okay, this was not a mistake. I do belong here. And then also too, I think you start to get used to what to expect game to game in WNBA, right? What it's like. You've been to the cities before. You've been to the arenas before. There's a little bit more of like a familiarity.
Do you think, or how much of a role do you think now you're in Vegas? So the team moves to Vegas. When I talked to Dearica the other day, she was like, well, we actually Plum's really good friends with DeJounte Murray. So we kind of knew about it before everybody else. Yeah. So there's like a spill of the beans moment, which I really appreciated. So you already knew you were going when the announcement came. I'm assuming you were excited to go from San Antonio to Vegas.
Yes.
Safe assumption.
Yes.
But getting back to it, you're now in a new city and you've got A'ja joining the team and you've got Bill as a head coach. So what's the impact of that?
Very similar to my experience in San Antonio. Bill was very upfront, which I appreciate about Bill. I think the older you get, the more you appreciate when people are just like straight with you.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, trying to trade you.
This is exactly what Dearica said. I was like, this feels toxic, but if it worked.
Well, he's like, basically, I'm trying to trade you, but my value had gone down. And so he wasn't going to get what he wanted.
Okay.
And so you kind of had to.
So he's like, I'm just sitting on you.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to figure out how to play you enough to get you to whatever. But you're not my type of player. Bill has a very selective, which is totally fine. He likes super athletic guards, high, heavy mid-range. He likes guards that elevate on their jump shot. I mean, listen,
what did I tell you? Do you remember what I told you?
Yeah.
What?
With Bill?
Yeah.
No, wait.
I don't remember what I told you?
No, what'd you tell me?
I'm like, Bill, don't hate me for this, but you do have a specific type of player. And I feel like it's like the point guard deathland. It's where point guards go to die.
Yes, point guards go to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, basically, and then he loved Mariah. And so the whole year, it was very clear, all right, Mariah's my point guard, trying to trade Plum. And again, it was just one of those things that I was like, you know what? Again, delusional. I said, by the end of the year, I'm going to win the spot, and he's going to have to trade her.
And how'd you do it?
Honestly, Birdie's just chipping away. Just every day, chipping away, not going away.
Do you feel like you won him over?
Yeah. I actually got, his daughter told me this year that he was really proud of me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
that meant a lot.
That does mean a lot because we're joking about, guards and playing for Bill and whatnot, but I've always had respect for him because he knows what he likes. He knows what he wants. He knows how he wants to play. And even though you can tell, I've obviously never played with him, played for him, even in the rough exterior, if you will, how he presents, he can be intimidating. On the inside, there's that. He's gonna tell a player that. Maybe not when you're playing.
Yeah, not me.
But it's that exists. He has an awareness to him.
Yeah.
That I feel I've always noticed. But yeah, another part of that is A'ja joining the team. Just real quick, when you look you zoom out at her as a rookie to now, just talk about her growth. Especially you basically had a front row seat to it for, what was it, 4 years or 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, talk about expectations, right?
Yeah.
That's someone that had big expectations, and I think she's completely superseded them in her growth every year. I think the thing I always appreciate and admire about A'ja, even to this day, is she shows up every game. There's not a lot, but there's our players where when you're talented, you can kind of like coast. She's a competitor. Like when the game's on the line, she wants the ball. She's just like someone that big moments, like she gets bigger. Mm-hmm. And I've always really like just respected and admired her about that.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
Support for Bird's Eye View comes from Etsy. As these ladies dominate the game on the court, stars Cameron Brink, Skylar Diggins, Neko Gwumake, and Brianna Stewart are dominating off the court as well, and teaming up with Etsy to show how their style travels. With an exclusive collection from Etsy, these athletes showcase their coveted personal style with the help of Etsy sellers. By blending self-expression with craftsmanship, this collaboration is more than a drop. It's a celebration of the shared spirit of grit, originality, and heart that drives both athletes and makers to create something truly special. The 4-piece Icon collection includes a 2-piece clothing set by Skylar Diggins and Etsy seller Mary Lowe of By Mary Lowe, Metal Statement Earrings by Neko Gumuke and Etsy seller Deja Sparks of Deja Sparks Jewelry, a New York City-inspired charm necklace by Brianna Stewart and Etsy seller Hadley Staub of From Hadley, and press-on nails by Cameron Brink and Etsy seller Haley Tripp of Bling It On Nails. Plus, each athlete has also curated a selection of more style finds on Etsy, offering a deeper look into their off-court aesthetics and creative inspirations. Shop the full collection and curated edits exclusively at etsy.com/the Icon Collection. Support for this show comes from Google Pixel. It's 2025. You don't need to settle for just any old smartphone. You can have a smarter phone, like the Google Pixel 9 Pro. Pixel 9 Pro comes with Gemini, your built-in AI assistant that helps you supercharge your ideas. And now with Gemini Live, you can have an actual conversation with Gemini. So the next time you want to brainstorm party ideas, uncover interesting fun facts, or even get quizzed on basketball trivia, you can ask Gemini. And it features Pixel's best camera yet, built to capture everyone in beautiful resolution. It has a pro triple rear camera, super res zoom, now available for video, and their Add Me feature, which gets your entire group in the pics, including the person taking the photo. All that adds up, so you'll never have to miss a shot and never have to settle for less than extraordinary. Meet Pixel 9 Pro. With a stunning new design, the advanced AI power of Gemini, and their best camera yet, now we're talking. You can learn more about the new Google Pixel 9 with Gemini Live on the Google Store.
All right, so that fall.
Second year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember like where you were and what you were doing? Because I do. It's not a trick question. You made the World Cup team.
Yes.
You made the World Cup team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What did you learn in that experience about USA basketball, but also just like about yourself, like within USA basketball?
Wow.
Because you were a baby.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you were a youngin'.
You know, it's very similar to the experience though of like chipping away. Cause I don't know, that experience was unique because we started with like 25 people.
Yeah.
And we kind of took everyone on the road, which was like different than, and then there's kind of like after every game they cut people.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's brutal.
And so it was just kind of like Survivor.
Yeah.
And
still here.
Yeah. So I was just like, hey, listen, like, you're just not going to be able to cut me. Like, I'm just going to find a way. I don't know what it is, but I think like adaptability is a skill.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that because of the way my career and like journey, just the things that have been thrown, I've had to become adaptable, like with my game. So USA basketball, I'm very different as a player, but like totally bought into it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I remember being in the locker room and they told me I made the team. And one of the reasons they said I made the team is they're like, you have a good attitude. And I was like, say less.
Love to hear it.
That's awesome.
Let's
I love
go
that.
Spain.
Yeah. And so I just remember being in the locker room and like, yeah, because at the time it was like what, UD, Sil, Elena.
Mm-hmm.
God. I'm trying to think like.
Asia's on the team.
Asia's on the team.
Stewie's on the team. BG.
It was like powerhouses, right? You're just kind of looking around and I'm a baby and I'm like, wow.
Right.
Like it was cool. Yeah, I definitely remember that.
Was making the Olympic team ever a goal before that? And did making that team like change it for you? Did it make you more hopeful? Did it?
I wasn't really in the USA basketball system.
Mm-hmm.
Like I played at under 18s. It was a little bit late. So then it was that. And then that was my only experience. Then it was the Worlds. So after I made that team, then I realized I'm like, oh, the Olympics is like it's a thing. You know, so yeah, I definitely think it sparked my like desire to not just play in the W, but play for Team USA for sure.
So the next year you guys get Jackie. So now you're like back to back to back number one picks. I asked Erica the same question. Her answer made me laugh. Did you guys at that point, are you starting to feel any pressure? Are you like, whoa, we've back to back to back number one picks? Probably the first team ever, likely.
I didn't feel any pressure.
Okay.
No.
She said the same thing. She's like, nah.
Yeah. I mean, like, at this point, the pressure's on Asia and Jackie now.
Yeah. But I mean, as a team,
Oh.
are you like, oh man?
Oh, no.
Like-
Birdie, we were so young.
Okay.
And like, Bill was like trying to figure out where to put people, you know, because you're still like working with other roster, kind of bringing your own people in. Yeah, no pressure. We did make the playoffs, but I think we were like a low seed. It was like maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah, I don't remember the seed, But I do remember who you played. And I do remember Dearica's shot.
Dearica is the luckiest human being I've ever met in my life. This was before this shot.
Okay. Let me hear it.
So like she's just someone that just like, it just happens for her. And I remember in the game, she steals the ball. And if you look back at the clip, you can watch like 10 times and see all the different reactions. There's 3 people in the front court she could have passed to. There's also like 10 seconds on the clock. And she just launched it. Also stepped out of bounds, which they were. She made it. Everyone was like, literally after the game, we got into the locker room. Everyone was like, oh my gosh. Like,
what
just happened?
What were you doing?
That's one of the
But also, great
craziest-
job.
Yeah, I think Bill was like, good job, Dearica. Like, never gave her a compliment all year until then.
You caused that turnover. You were chasing Sloot around.
Oh my gosh.
Like you do. But yeah, but back to the 2019 season in general, you had more of a year that was similar to your rookie year, like regular season, but the playoffs, you go on a tear. You average 15.2 points, 7.8 assists. It was 5 games. You played Chicago and you had the single eliminations. That was the Chicago game we're talking about. And then you ended up getting swept by DC. So it was like your guys' as that core group, probably like your first taste of playoffs, first taste of, but you really perform. And it's funny because my memory of this is we do a USA basketball, who knows where the hell we are. We're somewhere remote. Like we're somewhere. And what do we do on those trips? We sit in the lobby. We order 18 coffees.
Yeah.
Sometimes other things later at night. We're just drinking coffee till we die and yakking.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, it's just so funny actually, like thinking of you then having this conversation now, like here you were, like belief, just like maybe a little bit of delusion as we're talking about, just like all the things we're talking about were there that day. And you were like, I think it was just me, you and D. And you were like, no, guys, you're basically telling us like, not in these words, but this is the gist, right? Like, no, I'm a starter. No, like, did you see me play in the playoffs? Like, this is what this is. And this is what this is going to be. And we were just like listening. And we even like pulled up, because we were like, all right, let me look at this. Let me pull up your stats. And I remember being like, oh shit, she kind of ball out in the playoffs. But like, even in that moment, like this is how you were talking about yourself. It felt like, I don't know. It just felt like you were like ready for so much more.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine that can be a tough position when you know your value, but like nobody else is either seeing it or acknowledging it yet. How does that feel?
It's tough because at times you get home and you're like, I'm crazy. You know, like
The delusion is delusion.
yeah, like I'm crazy. Like this is crazy. And I think that you just have to make a decision. Like either I'm going to double down on this or like either I'm going to do it or I'm not. And so I just was like, no, like I know I can do this. I know I can do this. I know I'm this good. I know I can impact this. So yeah, I do actually remember that because you guys were like, and it's crazy. Like think about it. These are like your idols, like people that you've like, you know, like looked up to, like watch, admire, and they're like,
We're like, yeah. Sipping that.
I'm like, and yeah, D, yeah, Plum, yeah, okay.
Yeah. You know her game now, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I think if memory serves, this is right around the time or somewhere shortly after that you hire Susan Borchard. So how did Susan impact your career?
Well, I mean, I think it starts that workout that I showed up with you.
Yeah. Put those cuffs on. It was over.
Oh my God. It was over in the warm up. I held it together facially, but I inside died. If anyone doesn't know, Susan's warm ups are, if you're not someone that actively does that type of thing, people think it's like a lift.
Yeah. They think it's the workout.
And that's actually people's reaction at dog class now when we do it.
Yeah. I love that.
So cute. But it's like, I just remember I showed up to the gym with you.
Mm-hmm.
We did the primer, got on court.
Got some bands going.
Got some bands. And after we conditioned,
Yeah. And then I think we did cuffs.
And then we did cuffs. And then you went to lift up her body.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I couldn't even walk down to the hallway to do it. So I went to the car. And that's when I had a moment, like come to Jesus moment, like, what am I doing? You know? And like, you don't know what you don't know. Right?
Yeah.
So that definitely sparked me. I mean, Susan definitely has changed my career.
Yeah. To work with Susan is to be fit as fuck.
Yeah.
Like this is just like what it is. Can you just describe, because I have a take on it, which is just at some point, it's just about who got tired and who didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just curious, like, what confidence does that give you? Like to me, Susan equals confidence because of that. And so like maybe the better question is like, when did you start to feel the type of shape you were in and how that was impacting your play?
Well, remember, I started working with Susan and then I tore my Achilles.
Yeah.
So like, I was actually a blessing though, because I got to do the whole rehab process with her.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had like time because everyone was in the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people work with Susan maybe a couple months and they start the season. I had like a full year run.
Oh yeah.
So that really helped me.
Yeah.
I think you're 100% right. I think it's the mental aspect more than the physical. Obviously, the physical is a benefit of everything, but like you step onto the court and you know, like I'm faster, stronger, in better shape, and I've endured way more hell than you have. So like, let's go to war.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, you know, and it's actually funny then when you go up against someone that is a Susan athlete, because then you're like, okay,
you're like,
this isn't different. You know what I mean?
They're not going to get tired either.
Yeah, I know.
That's so
like,
true.
I'm going to have to beat them differently.
That's so true. Yo, low key, I think one of my favorite things is that I got to work with Susan, that the two of us, like we were like only each other's.
Mm-hmm.
She worked with Tanisha Wright when T was on the Storm. We were both on the Storm together. So T is kind of like the outbreak monkey. Like T kind of like started this, but then I think was like the first one to like officially hire her.
Yeah.
You know, like officially work with her 24/7, 365. And so I'm so proud of like just how her business has grown, proud of her. I love seeing all the athletes that work with her. But there was a point where I was like, oh,
I bet.
All these motherfuckers are not going to be doing what I'm doing. I gave away the secret sauce and now I got to play against them. This is some bullshit. So I know exactly what you mean. So what is it? A lot of people talk about your work ethic. This is something we're going to talk about. A lot of people talk about your work ethic. Are you proud of that? Or do you view that as like, that's all you're talking about?
Yeah, honestly, Birdie, I'm kind of like, I don't want to say it's like a backhanded compliment, but at this point, I feel like we got to like change the conversation. I think in the beginning, it was like a little bit more of Rocky Balboa, kind of what we talked about.
Yeah.
But now, like, sure, yeah, I work hard. A lot of professional athletes do. Like, it's our job, you know? Like, I shouldn't get coach said this the other day. I thought it was interesting. Fish don't get an award for swimming.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's just like you have to do it.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like,
you have to do it, meaning because it's a part of it.
It's a part of it. And like, if you're going to do anything, you want to do it at a really high level.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, at this point, I'd like definitely that is okay. Like,
pivot.
Let's move on.
So what do you think the best part of your game is?
Honestly, my adaptability.
Okay.
I think that you could put me in any situation. You could put me with any coach. You could put me with any players. And I'm not going to even figure out how to make it work. I'm going to thrive. And to be honest, like, I think that's what makes me like unique ability. I think that's what makes me different than other players.
Okay, you already brought up your Achilles, so I'm going to get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, so many people are tearing their Achilles now.
Ugh, I know.
Yeah, it's awful. So did it feel like a death sentence, the way that I think a lot of people talk about it?
Honestly, too, I would love to know why this is happening at the rate it is. Like ACL's Achilles, right? Whole nother conversation. No, because it was like the first time that like, oh, I have no expectations.
Yeah. I read somewhere that you said there was almost like a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
And that really resonated because I've been in that position before too, where like.
With your knee?
I'm like trying to remember what exact, You play long enough. It's hard to keep it together.
God bless you.
there's definitely been points where like, oh my God, this happened, and I now this is the only thing I have to focus on.
Right.
Everything else does go away, and it can be a little bit of relief. So that really hit, and I feel like you also talked about you started. I feel like realizing some things about yourself, mental health wise, identity wise. Like this is all happening in this 2020 season. So when you look back on that, I'm going to make an interesting little connection here. When you look back on that, are you watching the Aces in the finals lose and you're like mad you're not there? Or are you like, man, thank God this year happened?
Second one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys were,
finals?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I watched every game. I mean, you guys were better than us anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I think we were, obviously, of course I'm going to say that, but I also know, and I said this to De'Aaron, I also know like if De'Aaron is healthy, and then I'd add on if you're there, like it's a different thing. So it's like that exists. And you never know when you're going to get to the finals.
So true. Oh my gosh.
Okay. So you're going through the Achilles rehab. How long till you feel like yourself again?
Well, it was a kind of unique situation because of it was COVID. That was another thing of like, obviously there's a lot going on, but it's like, if you're going to get hurt, it's actually not the time to do it. The bubble season, I didn't feel, my teammates would call me every day and be like,
it's grind.
Yeah. So I think that, and then also the Olympics got put a year back. And so I remember Carol calling me and saying like, hey, we have our first camp post-COVID this date. If you're gonna, and this is like not a pressure thing, it's like if you're gonna go for 5-on-5 or 3-on-3, like we're gonna start to need to see you because we haven't seen you. So honestly, it was great because I had like a date on the calendar. I was like, okay, just got to be ready by this date.
Do you feel like it was harder physically or mentally?
Definitely physically.
Physically.
The mental part, I think it was just like, oh, I'm coming back from an Achilles. No one's seen me play in a year. And I've gone to work with Susan for a year. So no one even sees what I look like. Yeah. I looked like a doughboy the last time they saw me. Like,
now look at me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's going on from here? And, when you're hurt and you are just grateful to be back, you don't even care like what happens. You're just like running up and down.
Yeah.
That was me.
Gave you new life.
New life.
Yeah. Do you think 3-on-3 and like trying to get to the Tokyo team, for those that don't know, the qualifying process, like you have to participate to get points to even be eligible for it. So you're having to do that, like you just mentioned. So you have to do that regardless of what happens. Do you think 3-on-3 helped you?
Oh, another springboard of new life.
I know. Talk about that.
Well, I think that I pretty early on was like, okay, it's a long shot for me to make 5s. 3s though, like, ooh, this could be really fun and good for me because the 3s is just a different game.
You're built for it.
Like everything,
so physical.
Physicality.
You have to be versatile. You have to be
on
able to score.
Yes,
you have to be able to
guard,
do a lot of things in multiple ways. Yeah.
So when I started playing it, I definitely just try to dive in, head first. And I really helped my 5-on-5 game like a ton.
Yeah.
Just like I think pre 3-on-3, post 3-on-3, I'm 2 different players.
Yeah. I mean, and it showed because that summer, which is 2021 now because the Olympics get pushed, you're still coming off the bench, but you're averaging career highs now. Like again, really. Now you're up to like almost 15 points, like 3.5 assists, 2.5 rebounds. But more than anything, there was like a big jump in your field goal percentage.
Yeah.
So you're like getting more efficient now. You're like starting to, we won't talk about it. You win 6 plays. You win 6 players or 6-man, whatever the hell they call it. I know you have gripes with that, so we won't go down that road. But what do you think this year? What are you now figuring out? Like, I think the field goal percentage really says a lot. It's like, what do you think you're figuring out?
Well, it was funny because when I came in that year, Bill sat me down and was like, hey, listen, you are a starter. You're good enough to start. I think it's best served for you on the bench because the way Bill would sub, he would put starters go first like 6-7 minutes. And he would be just like, Kelsey, listen, we're going to Asia. We're going to Liz. We're going to Jackie. So like, you're not going to be able to get any touches. Like you're not going to be a main focus. I sub you in with the second group. go rock. And so obviously at first I'm like, you didn't even give me a chance, you know? But then after I saw the vision long term of like, and Bill's teams that always won, he had a great bench. And he was like very adamant about it. And I saw the impact throughout the season of how important your bench is. That also gave me a ton of perspective moving forward on like, okay, coming off the bench is different. You have to bring energy instantly. You have to be able to like on a dime, someone goes down, come in. Like there's different levels of skill set that you have to learn and build. And that was like really good for me. And that helped me a ton with Team USA later down the line. So I think that honestly, that experience built a ton of confidence. So I see the field goal percentage go up a ton.
Which is more challenging, coming off the bench and having to be essentially a microwave or being a starter?
Depends what type of starter. Are you like the go-to?
Sure.
Well, that I just say that because like when you're on the top of the scouting report, you know, you're gonna have to.
Okay, yeah, a go-to.
I would say that's a lot harder.
Okay. Is your prep different? You've been in both roles. Is your prep different?
Yeah, I think mentally just being a lot more patient. I've had to learn, especially throughout this season. I've even grown just being more patient, knowing that it's like it's gonna come, but might not be in the first. You know, might not be in the second. But when you come off the bench, you're usually playing also too against their second unit. So it's different.
Yeah, it is a lot different. It is a lot different. You brought up Liz Cambage. She joins the team. So now I'm going to ask again. You've got 3 back-to-back number 1 picks. You've got Dearica Hamby. You've got Liz Cambage is on the team. Chelsea Gray has joined the team. Are you feeling any pressure?
At that point, it was like, okay, we're definitely talented enough to win.
Okay.
And that Phoenix series still makes me sick to this day.
That's tough.
Because people talk about the three-peat that didn't happen and how like, oh, we lost to New York. In my opinion, the three-peat should have happened because we had Chicago. Like that matchup was just not good for them.
Yeah.
Phoenix got in our way.
Yeah. Apologies for that because Phoenix beat us to go to the semis.
I was gonna say I don't think
in a close game.
Didn't they? You guys were supposed to win, right? You guys were the higher seed.
Yeah, Stewie got hurt.
Yes.
So we didn't have Stewie.
Yes.
So that was, but we still a close game. And then Phoenix went on the runs that Phoenix goes on in the playoffs, and it is true because you guys just met the team that had the one player that had size that could because that you guys were so big. First of all, your guard play was legit, but then you were like twin towers down there with Liz and with Asia. And they had BG, which was like her and Liz kind of
cancel each other out
a little bit. Yeah. And so that was like the one matchup. But I really believe that, and I've said this on this pod multiple times, like you really can't go on epic runs without some sort of like epic fail. You kind of need, especially as a team. I'm like hard pressed to find the team that won the whole thing and didn't have something happen either the year before or the year before that, where it was like motivating. And I would imagine you're heading into 2022 now. You basically have the same team. Liz is no longer there, but Becky Hammond joins. And now it's like, how motivated are you guys going into this year?
Oh my gosh. I think we started that year 14-0, something like that. I mean, everyone was lit on fire. Yeah.
Well, you especially. You literally career highs again. This is now like the 3rd or 4th time you've done that in your career. You're already trending this way. So there is like a conversation just about like you as a player trending this way. But I am curious like Becky's impact, whether it's on you, on the team in that year.
Not that I needed more motivation, but Becky called me maybe like a month before camp and was like, hey, just want to let you know, I'm taking over the team, watching a ton of film. We were pretty much bringing everyone back minus Liz. She was just like, I think you're going to come off the bench again. And I literally, I was with Noah. Actually, we were working out in LA. And I set the phone down and I almost lost it. And I literally was like, how? You haven't had one practice with me. You haven't had one game with me. How can you say that? She's like, nothing's in stone. I just want to prepare you mentally. And I said, I just want to let you know I'm the best guard you have and I will win that spot. So keep an open fucking mind.
What'd she say?
She was like, yeah, okay.
See you at camp.
Yeah. And then the first day in camp, Birdie, I don't think I've ever played as hard as I did that day.
Mm-hmm.
There was steam coming out of my ears. And I dominated. And before I walked off the court, I give her a lot of credit. She walked over, she goes, I get it. It's your spot. The spot's yours.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Looking back, we've now hit like a couple points in your career where you're like, okay, you don't believe in me? Here we go. And I don't think it was necessarily that Becky didn't believe. It was more just like kind of what she saw.
For sure.
Like for the better of the team. So I don't want to make it that dramatic, but yeah, is that frustrating to look back and be like, nobody, like, why aren't these people seeing it?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I had a great year off the bench. So, like, why would you change that, right?
Yeah.
And, like, Raquana is a great player and also fits really well with them, you know, when talking about the starting unit.
Yeah.
I think if anything, yeah, and, like, we go back to the initial question that you had about getting handed the keys, being a top player, and, like, people ask, like, oh, how do you play so hard? And, like, you guys, every turn I've had to basically like win whoever over, teammates, coaches. And like, I'm grateful for it because there is a level of like, you know, it's kind of like you fight to be in the room and like, all right, now I'm going to be very present because I worked really hard to get here. So I think as hard as it's been, it's definitely been worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's definitely got to be like fulfilling in a different way.
I just sleep well at night.
Yeah. That's good. That always helps. What did it mean to win in 2022? You guys finally meaning you have this group, you didn't do it the year before and now you're doing it. So like, what did that mean to win the championship?
Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Is that why you had the speaker and the bottle and the goggles and the...
So classic WNBA gave us, I thought it was champagne. And like, you know, like you play, you haven't eaten in 5 hours, like,
oh, I
say
know.
less.
Straight to your brain.
I'm drinking and I'm like gluten-free. So I'm like drinking this and I'm like, wow, why am I not feeling this? Like, why am I not feeling it? I'm like 4 or 5 in and I'm like, it's beer. I'm like farting. Like, this is like.
I'm sorry, you didn't taste it?
I just was like, guzzling it. Yeah. I was like in an aura. Like, and then I took the boombox with me because everyone went to like cut down nets or press conference and like I think I was in the bathroom and so I just took the speaker with me because I was like, I don't know where anyone is. Like I'm walking around Mohegan Sun.
Covering your farts?
Yeah, exactly. Just crop dusting everyone.
Yeah, gluten-free and beer is not a good mix.
Yeah, it's a tough mix. But it was awesome.
Yeah. Did that give you any kind of like validation?
I mean, it definitely the first thing you think of is like, I want to do this again. Like, this is really cool. I want to do this again. And the group we had, like, everyone's coming back.
Yeah.
You know, why not? Why can't we do this again?
Yeah. I mean, spoiler alert, you do it again.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is it to go back to back?
Way harder.
Yeah.
Way harder.
I've never done it.
Well, I'm just saying you've tried to do it.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's way harder than the last season. And
why do you think that is? Could like I have like a thought around it and I'm just curious, like if you had to explain that to people.
Candace said something to me one time and I'm like, oh wow, that makes so much sense. She's like, you win and everyone ego goes up a little bit. And then in the off season, everyone goes back and is like, oh, I'm gonna average more points, I'm gonna average more assists, I'm gonna be better, I'm gonna work on these things. And you come back and it's like, no, you're not. You're probably going to do the exact same thing you did. And that's like really hard because you feel like I'm better. I also think too, you get everyone's best shot.
Yeah,
you get everyone's best shot. And that's just so different than, you know, and it is too being like, you know, on the Aces and even being on LA, just like seeing the difference of people's shots, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get. So that's why the 3 was like, oh my gosh.
I think what I would add to that is when you're trying to do it, after you've done it and you're trying to do it again, I think there's a tendency to forget how hard it was.
The first time.
Yeah. No. When you're doing it, when you're trying to go back to back. you think back, you're like, well, last year when we played Dallas on the road, we beat them by 20.
Yeah.
And this year it's a close game. Like what, like there's just this tendency to like think it went like, yeah, we won that. And the reality is that's never the reality.
That's so true.
So I think you like get psyched out a little bit too. I would say that you, Jackie, and Chelsea are, if not the best backcourt of all time, like definitely one of. The other backcourt I put up, and I talked about this with Jackie, the other one I put in there is like Simone, Lindsay, and Maya. You could also add, if you want to call Penny Taylor a 3, D. Cappy, she played the 4 though, but D. Cappy and Penny were also a problem. Does that like have significance to you that you were a part of one of the best backcourts of all time?
That is pretty crazy when you say that. I never really thought about that. I mean, there were definitely times on the court feeling like all connected and in sync, especially with the 3 of us, of like, there's just a level of like, we're like perfect matches for each other.
Yeah. What did make that backcourt special?
I think we all do different things really well. And then I think also there's a level of Jackie and Chelsea are super competitive. And so I think when you have 3 people that are ultra competitive, that are like willing to sacrifice and adapt throughout games, because the thing that I learned playing on a great team is every time you play someone, the scout is different. So maybe we play Dallas and they're going to try to take away Jackie and Asia. Mm-hmm. So Chelsea and I got to step up, right? Or like maybe, you play Minnesota and they're going to come after me and Chelsea because they think, we're going to whatever. So I think just having people that always rise to the level of occasion makes you rise to the level of occasion. And that was like extremely unique in terms of like our chemistry.
So 2024 ends up being like a harder year. You guys do have a lot of injuries, so that's always just gonna, honestly, I think the undertold story of almost every WNBA champion is there's a little bit of luck in the health department. Like every WNBA champion probably got lucky in that nobody had any like major significant injuries. No starters were out. Sometimes you miss time, but like generally speaking, they're healthy. Because the ones that aren't healthy, it's just harder. And you guys did have a rough go. So that season ends. Tell me like what happened that gets you to the point where you want to be traded.
Well, I think there's a couple components. I think that, every year you come back and you're like playing on a great team. You're willing to sacrifice, do whatever it takes. But I think there's a point where you start to feel like underappreciated. That's like, I'm not special in that. That's everyone, right? And you sacrifice. And I think after the 2024 season, I felt like a couple things. Well, obviously there's personal and professional. Personal, my personal stuff off the court happened, being divorced and then like that hitting me at a left field. So I had to deal with that in the season, which like even to this day, I would say I look back now and one of my most proudest things that I just like played. Like I showed up and played and I like had the best attitude I could because that was awful. Just like straight up awful to go through experience and then like you're dealing with it in live time and you're dealing with it like publicly. Yeah. And I think, and I give the credit a ton to the Aces and I'm super grateful because they were not only super supportive, they were like a lockbox. And there were a lot of things that people could have like leaked about the situation that they didn't. And I Becky, Tyler, Natalie, like they were just a safe space. And I just like my teammates just really respected that. And so anyways, you have that element and then you also have the basketball element of feeling like, okay, it's not about like shots or points or anything like that. It's just more feeling, okay, I'm going to take less money. I want to be here, but like I have to take less again. And then like, okay, yeah, I'll set cross screens and back screens for Asia all day. Like no problem. But then you start to feel like, okay, am I becoming the fourth option? And like, we're not winning. So that it also feels like, frustrating. Like, I think there's egos involved. And again, it's not just me. That's what happens when you play on a team with a ton of people that are budding stars, right? You're trying to figure out how to make it work. And I kind of just felt like I needed a fresh start. I needed a fresh start personally. I needed a fresh start professionally. And I felt like my growth was kind of capped in Vegas. Like the player, I could finish my career in Vegas, and probably could be an all-star a couple more times, try to go back with championships. But like, can I ever reach the capacity on the player that I know I can be? And you go back to the confidence is like, I know I have a lot more in the tank, and I know I can lead. And like, that's not, the opportunity is not here.
Yeah, fair. I mean, you talk about, you guys it wasn't budding stars. You had 4 Olympians. Like even in the course of this year where, it it was a very tough year for you.
Mm-hmm.
You also go to the Olympics.
Yeah. Oh, trust me.
Like all 4 of you go to the Olympics, you know? So how does the Olympics and that experience, because it was a really hard final game.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of pressure. So where does the Olympics fit just like in all of that?
That's not the month of Olympic break is obviously not a break. And like you said, the pressure to win in Paris against France. And that situation was really tough. Then you go back right into the season. I mean, some people, we actually got like 2 or 3 days. Some people had to play like the next day. Mm-hmm. And it would have been different if it was 1 or 2 of us. It was 4 of us.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. I think it just weighed. I think that plus, like you said, it's hard to go back to back. To go 3 in a row. Oh my gosh. Every game is a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's this crazy rollout. It's sold out. Everyone's like so excited to be like, see the aces, and the expectations are just like way over the top. Mm-hmm. If a game is close, then but it's the WNBA, of course it's going to be close. Yeah. If the game is close, it's like, what's wrong with the aces, And yeah, it was OD.
Yeah, and then you meet the Liberty.
Who were better than us, all year.
Yeah. But they're also, they're like scorched earth in that moment because they've lost to you the year before.
For sure.
I mean, what was it? Game 4, you guys have injuries. Mm-hmm. You find a way to win. When if from a Liberty standpoint perspective, it's like we tricked away this game at home to force a Game 5. So they're motivated. Although I am curious, do you ever look back at that rivalry in those couple years and realize the impact you had on the WNBA business?
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
It was, I thought it was, and I don't want to take away from other finals, but it felt super outside of just the W space. Mm-hmm. It felt like a sports, and the back-to-back, I think, also brought a level of respect from just people in general.
Yeah, it was high level basketball too.
Oh, that was some of the best basketball I've ever played.
Yeah. It was just super, super high level. Both of those years.
Support for Bird's Eye View comes from Nike. No matter the team, no matter the ranking, every season starts with the same goal: win it all. And Nike knows that reaching that goal starts long before the final whistle. It starts with the battles at practice, the losses that keep you up at night, and everything in between. Nike has the best gear to get you on the court, field, or track, and pushing through your hardest moments. So whether you're the champ or you're looking to knock them off the pedestal, Nike is there to help you with winning no matter where you play. Visit Nike.com for more information, and be sure to follow Nike on Instagram, TikTok, and other social platforms for more great basketball moments. Support for this show comes from Google Pixel. When it comes to upgrading your smartphone, you could settle for the same old, or you could reach for the extraordinary and try a Google Pixel 9 Pro. Pixel 9 Pro comes with Gemini, your built-in AI assistant that helps you supercharge your ideas. And now with Gemini Live, you can have an actual conversation with Gemini. So the next time you want travel itinerary suggestions, need help phrasing a message, or you just want to know when the next game is on, you can ask Gemini. It also features Pixel's best camera yet. You know those moments where you want to take a group photo, but you can't decide who'll be the photographer? Well, with their Add Me feature, you no longer need to worry about that. It's a camera built to capture everyone in beautiful resolution, including the person taking the photo. Meet Pixel 9 Pro. With a stunning new design, the advanced AI power of Gemini, and their best camera yet, now we're talking. You can learn more about the new Google Pixel 9 with Gemini Live on the Google Store.
Okay, so before we get to like the sparks and why you chose them and like we're here now, I feel like so much is said about the WNBA right now. It's like the magnifying glass, the microscope, like whatever you want to call it. It's crazy. Given your experiences just like throughout your career, especially like your rookie year, talking about like mental health and what you've been through, how do you navigate like this new attention? I feel like there's basically like, how do you balance the media narrative, maybe like other players' narratives with like your own foundation of what you know and who, like what you know of yourself as a player? How are you like juggling that or balancing that?
I mean, to be honest, like, I feel like I've always kind of been who I am in terms of the media. Like, I speak from the heart. And last week was like, I'm getting burned out on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why.
I know. Do you want to just like clear the air on this?
Well, no. I was just saying more in general, like that comment 5 years ago wouldn't have been a thing.
Well, there wasn't the coverage, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But I hear your point. Even if there was, it would have been covered. It's just the noise in the chatter wouldn't have come with it.
Yeah. And when we're talking about the narrative, though, just in general, to the casual fan of like new people coming in, there's a lot of misinformation and uneducatedness, which is like, honestly, I welcome everyone, and like hopefully like they learn along the way and they pick up some things that they like. But it's definitely a balance act. I mean, I think I've been kind of surprised because I'm like, even like listening or hearing things, and I don't pay that much attention to it. Like, I don't have it on my phone. It's not something that I actively look at. It is hard though to sometimes bite your tongue. Like, what are we doing? What are we, So I think it's a great time because it's only bringing more attention, but at the same time, it is hard as a player not to. I know you didn't ask us, even the parlays. Like,
you took it to the parlays.
Like, what is happening? Like,
what do you mean though? Are people saying stuff?
Oh my gosh, Birdie, it happens every game now.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Ay.
You don't hit the over?
Yeah. Getting burned. That's crazy.
But it's just like, it's a new world we're in. That's, I guess what I'm saying is like, never thought that you'd be dealing with it. And now it's just a new reality.
Do you want to talk about the Team Clark comment and all that?
Oh, I made a bad joke.
Yeah.
I made a really bad joke. Tough one.
Well, let me set it up.
Yeah,
all
go
right,
ahead.
So basically, okay, so what I'm finding is like, and you just touched on a little bit, like players have personalities.
Yeah.
Like it's not always serious all the time. And sadly, like a sarcastic comment or something that's trying to tell a joke, like people can run with it. And there's like another aspect when it's like you never even get a chance to explain it. It's like what are you going to do? And I know recently for you at the All-Star game, after you took a couple, crown apples to the head, which by the way, crown apple shots, underrated shot.
For sure.
I will take that to the grave.
Love that.
Underrated shot. It was like a positive, fun All-Star game and you were trying to just make a joke and it just got twisted.
And I should have, like hindsight 2020, because of the shirts, because of the fans, like I should have known it was a way more serious moment than a typical All-Star game.
Yeah.
Because I went into that press conference very like, happy-go-lucky, we won, and then had a great weekend. Like my family was here. It was just a great time. And so the questions came in and it was like, CBA, this. And I honestly, Birdie, was like, hey, like Team Clark, like they didn't make it to the meeting either. Like just like making a joke, trying to make the room lighter.
Mm-hmm. Because they were hungover. That was the joke, yes?
Yeah, even though they called, sorry. I was making a joke that they were hungover, even though our team nickname was hungover.
Yes.
Yes. So it's like, at least we made it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're all on the same page. We all wore the shirts.
Course,
we're all unified. And I think, if anything, I was just more discouraged because I felt like it took away from the moment of what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you don't even get to respond. And if you do, you seem defensive. That's why I didn't even say anything. I was like, all right.
No, so that's the thing. You'd seem defensive and then it just gets worse.
Yeah, so you just have to let it go.
Yeah.
Thick skin.
But when it comes, okay, so the other part of like the magnifying glass is just like, people talk about different players at different times. Like, how do you feel the narrative about you just like as a player? Do you feel underrated? Do you feel like people see you and value you?
Well, I think that like if you were to put up like I forget what that game is where like you cover it and you just read somebody's like stats or impact or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
It's a game?
not like a game, but like
Yeah, you just like take the names off,
take
read
the
the
names
resume,
off,
and
read
judge.
read the year, read the whatever, and
Yeah.
then judge. I think that people would be like, oh, which is okay,
Yeah.
And like again, talk about thick skin. It's tough because you do have narratives about certain players, guards, and like I think a lot of times I get hit for lack of efficiency.
Mhm.
It's like super fair. I think players, you have to hold players to a high standard. But I also like we don't hold players to like play on both ends, and like we don't hold certain players to like, some people can be inefficient. Some people can be. It's okay for some. It's not okay for others. Where is that line? It's tough as a player, as a competitor. It's like you should hold everyone to the same. But I mean, I remember when we played against you guys in 22.
I don't want to talk about it, but yeah.
No, I wasn't trying to bring it up like that. I was very inefficient
kidding.
in the series.
Oh, okay.
And it was a big thing on ESPN about like how poorly I was shooting from three and all the things. And
Well, it's probably because I guarded you,
that's exactly why. Exactly why. Which, by the way, I have a confession. I should tell you.
You fouled me?
Of course, every play.
Thank you. That's
I
all
don't know if
needed.
you know, they sat me down before the series.
Oh my God. I'm nervous.
And they were like, listen, we know you love Birdie. We know you guys are friends. If you want to win, that's the head of the snake.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be prepared to like not have a friendship post. Seriously. And I was like, okay. You came out the next game and had 10 assists, 0 turnovers. And I was
Like, well, I guess we're best friends still.
Yeah, I was like, oh. I obviously did not make an impact. And then I just had to make a decision. And I was like,
Yeah, we got into it that series a little bit.
yeah, we did.
We got
And
a
I'm
little
like,
chippy.
I don't think you talked to me for like a year.
No, a year?
It was a while.
I probably didn't like see you for a year.
It was a while. But anyways, I say
yeah,
all
I got
that to say-
chippy. I remember there was like a play. I don't remember exactly like how it
I
happened.
shoved you in the back. I remember exactly what it was.
Oh yeah, no, that definitely happened.
Mhm.
And I missed the layup because of it.
I
I
remember-
couldn't believe they didn't call a foul. But I remember like shortly after that, I was like out of the game. I was just on the bench, like, getting rested or whatever. And you were like in the corner and we were just like, who
Yeah.
knows what we were saying?
Yeah.
But it was just like, and the refs being like, yo, and I was like, no, I'm gonna fuck Plum for real or something like that.
You know what it was? Earlier, I remember this very vividly. Earlier in the season, regular season,
Mhm.
I was like complaining and you were guarding me and you were like, stop complaining. And then, because I was talking to the refs.
Turns
and
around and
whatever.
complains.
Me. And then in the playoffs, that next whatever,
Yeah.
you were talking to the refs, rightfully so, because I was just literally dry humping you up the court.
It worked.
And that's when I looked and I was like, stop complaining.
Yeah. And I was like, this motherfucker. Stop pushing me in the back.
I don't know. I'd like to know what you think about the narrative type of stuff.
Which part?
Just feeling like double standards, also feeling like, I don't know, the way they talk about certain people, or like, do you think I'm underrated? Do you think that,
Ooh, do I think you're underrated?
do you think I'm overrated?
I think I don't think you're overrated in that. I think you're overlooked.
Oh, okay. What's the difference?
So, because like I do think people value you now. I think you've proven yourself. I think there are times where players and their impact is overlooked.
Ah,
So like whether it's, the role you played with the Aces, right? Obviously what you're doing in LA now, like I think there can be a tendency to overlook something at times. So that's why like valued is not necessarily the right word, like overvalued, but it's like, yeah, I definitely think you've been overlooked in your career for sure. For sure. And I think the hard part in terms of like media narratives or just like how people rate players, like when they're talking about them, I do think like it's tricky, right? Like winning, I think always brings more. I actually think it brings more. So as a like, I hesitate to call you a role player. I wouldn't call you a role player on the Aces. I just wouldn't. I understand Asia is like the focal point and you have all this talent, but it's like, I don't think any of you are like role players.
yeah.
But like you all had to play at times like different supporting roles. Let's call it that. But when you win, even a supporting role, I do think you like get talked about different than if you're the best player on a team that's in 10th place.
Yeah.
I think that's just like the reality of sports. And I think people rate those things differently.
That's super fair.
But at the same time, when you're in the supporting role, you're not necessarily going to get the shine of the tippy top player. So that can be frustrating.
And it's like, it was never really though, like about shine or anything like that. It was just more feeling like I'm the glue here. Call it what it is.
Yeah.
And like, I felt at times just that was overlooked. I don't know else how to say that in a way that's, like me pushing pace, like, or me,
Yeah, like some more subtle things
like
that don't show
all the
up.
things that don't show up is just like pushing pace or like giving Jackie breaks, guarding the other best player, like trying to speed him up. Like I would give myself credit. I set a hell of a screen. Like I'd be setting, like I'd be trying to get her so open.
Yeah.
Like, like little things like that. And I just feel like over time, when you do things, it just becomes like, oh yeah, that's whatever. And I think I just got to a point where I'm like, no, I think there's more here and I want to explore it.
Do you want to talk about being voted 16th amongst the guards?
What's funny? I was like playing devil's advocate when I saw that hypothetical list, whatever. And to be fair, I take a lot of stock in winning. Like I think like numbers are empty numbers when you don't get dubs, especially too if you're not efficient. It was tough because there's like what 2 weeks before the voting starts, like beginning of the season, the voting starts. What is it, like 10 days maybe?
Yeah.
And then it closes, and then there's like 2 more weeks, and then there's All-Star. That was a rough 10-day stretch for me. It was rough, and I think we weren't winning. I mean, to be fair, we had 7 healthy players, 2 rookies playing extended minutes. I think we had like 1 or 2 7-day contracts playing extended minutes. It wasn't a recipe for success. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, I definitely was like, oh, that stings.
So we're talking about All-Star voting. We're talking about how players participate in that now for starters. So just to like for the listeners.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Is it because like the respect of your peers is so important?
Yeah, that matters a lot,
Yeah.
I think. And I think that I know I do have respect in my peers. I know that like when we show up at USA basketball, like I'm not the 16th best player, or the 16th best guard or whatever. Like I know that. But
we also know in this voting, I feel like another part of the story is like, I remember when I voted as a player. This is who I voted for.
You're voting friends.
All the Storm.
Yeah.
I went,
and your
who's on
teammates.
this? Storm. And what'd you say?
Your friends.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course.
Storm. Who do I have? Oh, I have 2 spots left. Who are my friends? Actually, at that point, D was my only friend in my last year. So I was like, D.
Well, that too. And I feel like they made it where you can only vote for 4. Have it's always
4.
been like that?
I don't remember. To be honest, I don't remember.
Yeah. 4
you can only vote for 4 guards.
4 guards. And then, and it's funny because like, yeah, I mean, and yeah, like, what did they put Jackie 12th, Caitlin 10th or something? I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like one of those things. I do think like how many players actually voted.
True.
How many of, the players vote for their friends, all of them. And then there's also like singular moments in a season that's not necessarily how you would actually
100%.
draft or like answer the question, who would you stard a team with?
You're talking about like recency bias too?
Exactly. Yeah. So there's like a lot that's happening in that. But I'd be pissed too, to be honest. Like it would, you know what? I'd look at it and I'd be like, damn. It would just sting a little bit.
It did sting.
Yeah.
It did sting. Yeah.
It would. It would definitely sting. You finally decide to ask for this trade. It's happening. You choose LA. Why?
I think it goes back to what we talked about at the beginning of, okay, like you could play for 20 years. I mean, there's no one that's done that besides you and D, pretty much, right?
Yeah, I think a couple, but yeah, not a lot. There's a couple of us.
You really get like one swing at it. And
Very true.
I just remember thinking in that off season, like, okay, if you like really are about it, and you like really believe that you are as good as you think you are, and you really think you can impact winning at the highest level.
Only one way to find out.
There's only one way to find out. And kind of also too, like you also have to have a coach that is like, no, that's exactly who I want. And I give Lynn a ton of credit. Like she's like, you're my person. Let's do this. And I was like, wow, okay. So I'm not crazy. At least maybe we're both crazy. And like it has nothing to do with being like the best player. And like we talked about this too, right? Like on a championship team, your 3s and 4s are really going to be your killers. I think a lot of times your ones and 2s cancel each other out in a lot of ways when you're going up against matchups, really. And so like I don't have an ego in that. Like I know that. But I just thought also too the talent that they have. Like at the time when I wasn't on the team, you know, Rakia, Cam, obviously D's here. I was like, there's pieces. Mm-hmm. There's pieces. And also too, like Birdie, just to keep it a buck, like, what are you gonna do? Just go join another powerhouse? Why would I not just stay? Like that doesn't make any sense, right?
Mm-hmm. It sounds to me like you really just had like an itch that you had to scratch. You had to know. You had to know, like, what is that experience? What is it to be, like, the leader? What is it to be, like, the head of the snake? That kind of a vibe. Feels like you just, like, wanted to know. You needed to know.
Yeah, I would hate to have, like, grandkids sitting on the couch and just being like, I wonder if I would have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sounded creepy, but.
No, not at all. I totally get it. Yeah, you don't want to regret. Is basically what you're saying. So even though you requested the trade, like what did you learn about the business of the WNBA in this experience?
Oh my goodness. Well, it had to be a 3-part, right? Because it didn't happen to be, and then also too, like there were multiple instances where like I knew that that's where I wanted, but it wasn't like, oh, you decided on Tuesday, it happens on a Thursday. Mm-hmm. It was like months.
Yeah. No, yeah, you,
Jewel, and then they got picks.
Yeah, but you guys were all just like in a holding
pattern because you have to have everyone sign off, and like a lot of times people like, yeah, I'm good, and then they kind of take it back, and it was like this whole
you had to be super patient
back and forth situation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it means you wanted it, and I think you did, and so I'm curious, like now that you're kind of like in the role that you saw for yourself in LA, like this, you wanting to experience this, is it what you expected?
It's harder.
It's harder?
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
It's harder.
What's harder about it?
Leading. It's harder. Being responsible at a different level. You know, when you're a role player, you know, if you shoot poorly, you don't play well, or turn the ball over, or get beat on D, it's really like, okay, maybe it affected the game, maybe it didn't. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is like a whole new level of stakes, and I wouldn't say pressure, more opportunity, but definitely like what you say, what you do, what you don't say, what you don't do drastically affects outcomes on and off the court.
Do you feel like you're adjusting well?
I'm pretty proud of the way I've handled it so far. I would say definitely it was like bumpy in the beginning. A lot of too, like just trying to get like the whole team together in terms of like health, right? Because that's tough. And we were missing a lot of big pieces. And then you also forget when you've been on a team for so long, training camp isn't new. It's just a refresher.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I remember that play.
Yeah.
And then now it's like new system and
Totally.
you know, it's just like, whoa, that
you're
that
like,
would,
oh God, I forgot. This is what we have to do.
Yeah.
We're like learning everything from like square one, terminology, like whatever it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
you
like
don't just get to like pick up and start from where you left off last year.
new teammates. And like I remember too, training camp, something I always loved playing for Becky, like we just always play.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, drills?
Well, you have a young team.
No, but like again, something you don't even think about.
Yeah, it's a lot of people are still probably rightfully so, like learning.
For sure.
Yeah. What actually I had Enrique on much earlier in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were just getting going, it was like a couple weeks in. But even then, it was like young team, brand new coach, totally different experience. Even though she's still in Dallas. It's basically like she's on a brand new team, and just like the growing pains with that. And like, I could see, you know, if you watch the interview, you can see it. It's just, it's hard. It's really hard. What do you feel like you're able to teach these younger players? Or are they teaching you patience?
Oof, for sure. I think that when you're on a vet team, you forget like being a pro. People talk about being a pro. What does that even mean? You don't think about it until you're like, oh, hey, I know practice is at 11. Probably got to be here at 9. You know what I mean? Just things like that. Or like, I think if anything, like I'm not someone that is a big like barker. Try more by example. And like, I know I'm competitive and intense, but I'm like very encouraging. So I just think if anything, looking back at my experience, wishing what I would have had, wishing I had more vets that I could have just leaned on to like encourage me and empower me. Mm-hmm. That's how I try to lead now. Just like belief. I think people just need to know that you believe in them. And I really do. I mean, like I like bet my career on this. Like I believe.
Yeah. When you say it that way.
In a sense, you know, in terms of, and so like.
You chose this.
Yeah, absolutely.
You wanted to be here with them.
Yeah.
Specifically. And
so like I really do believe in the young talent, the coaches, GM, like everything that they're doing. And I see the vision. And it's really, like you said, it's a level of patience.
What are you seeing so far in Rakia? I feel like she's one of the young players that's like, God, the ceiling is crazy.
Birdie, the other day in practice, playing against guys, we're on D. This guy, like, backdoor cut. She was coming weak side. Someone passed it to him. He goes up to dunk it, and she, like, if this is the rim, she blocked him at the rim. I've never seen that before. Like with a female.
Yeah.
I was like, I got the outlet pass. I just threw the ball up in the air. Mm-hmm. Like that was the most impressive thing.
Practice.
Practice is over.
Yeah,
Coach did end practice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Unbelievable talent. And she plays hard. She's fearless. And I think too, like now that we have like more consistency, I think it's just going to continue to like benefit her in terms of, you know, she can just continue to grow and have the freedom to be who she is, which is just, I mean, she's unbelievable.
Yeah. What about playing with Dearica again?
Dee's awesome. I love playing with Dee. I mean, Dee and I have known each other since the inception of San Antonio.
Yeah, I know.
And like what I love about Dee is like Dee plays hard all the time, you know, and like I don't even know how she does it with like 2 kids and all the energy. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. Like holding legend after playing 38 minutes, having 20 and 10, you know, it's unbelievable. And she's just a great teammate. I love playing with Dee, the way she moves on and off the ball. No, I mean, it's been awesome.
So I know we're already at the point in the season where So you guys, as of right now, as we talk, you're in 10th place, but you're just 2 games out of 8th.
Dude.
You're watching that?
Yes.
Get your eye on it?
Yeah.
You're 5-1 after the All-Star break. Again, as of today. You just got Cam back. You just said you're having more consistency after having some injuries at the start and different things. What do you think has been working, like as of late, and what needs to keep happening or what needs to happen for you guys to actually make the playoffs?
I mean, what needs to happen is us defend.
That's what De'Erica said. It's actually been really fun to do this interview, like not literally back to back, but like in such a short time.
Yeah.
You guys are saying all the same things.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah. You're on the same page.
Could you imagine it was like completely opposite? You're like, yeah. I would say definitely defend.
Okay.
I mean, our scoring is, I don't know about pre-All-Star break, but post-All-Star break has been phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And our
your scoring's been crazy.
Yeah.
Post-All-Star break. The defense has actually been like basically the same. It's just your scoring has gone up.
Yes.
Just from like a, like net rating, whatever standpoint. I don't know what it feels like.
No, it definitely feels like that. Way
Okay.
more efficient. I think we're turning the ball over less, with the exception of the last game.
Yeah.
I think too, just also Ray helps a ton. It's off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Cam getting back. I think the difference has been us playing faster, getting more confident in the system, less pick and roll.
Less pick and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you not a fan right now?
It's not that I don't like pick and roll, but like I would prefer not to have pick and roll.
What
like
would you prefer?
Less, not like no pick and roll, but like I just want space.
Okay.
Because I think, to be honest, like, I mean, you've worked with Noah before, but I think it's just more of like you're literally just bringing an extra defender in your space.
Mm-hmm.
And now I get it. A lot of times you need to create an advantage, but I think creating an advantage, moving without the ball, stepping to the ball, finding the open space, for me, that's probably, I do that at a higher level. Not saying I can't play in pick and roll, I can.
How excited was Noah when you did the slow-mo Euro step at the All-Star game? That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, Noah is somewhere, I don't know, throwing a party.
He said all his boys were texting him, like sending him the
first
clips.
thing I thought of was that.
Everyone on the court was like, that was a travel. And I was like, unfortunately, it's not.
It's not. Oh my God.
I do it in practice sometimes, and the guys like don't jump anymore.
Yeah.
They just stand there, and then they block it. Like, it's so pissed.
Like, this isn't real. Noah is your boyfriend, but he's also, I'm gonna give Noah some props here. A world-renowned, a well-known, like player development coach. Goes way beyond that because he like taps in. It's like the mental side. It goes way beyond. I feel like that doesn't do it justice, but for time's sake, he's somebody that's worked with so many NBA players. He worked with Diana Taurasi for a very long time. That's when I got to work with him. Really just like limited, but I loved it. And I know somebody you work with and now are dating. But he is like, so, I don't know, just like from a footwork standpoint, I love how he thinks about like how he's going to train or like coach a player. That's like my favorite part. Watching film with him showing you something that you didn't do it well probably, and then you're going to go out and actually work on that. So when you did that in the All-Star game, I like knew it was Noah. I was like, I knew he was going to be hyped.
I mean, I'll take it a step further though. Like I started working with Noah in 2022. It's like first career highs, like big career highs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another person that's transformed my career. Just like space, reads, footwork, like cognition on and off the ball, like relocating,
relocating,
TB12s, like finding people. I mean,
is it hard to separate when you go home?
Oh, well, like this is the thing is like, we're just like in a great relationship now, but he did coach me. Then he's obviously was at Memphis and stuff like that. But I think, no, to be honest, I think it's cheat code. I get text in the locker room at halftime. It's freaking awesome. He's like, hey, like, you missed a space for your left side, like opens, all this stuff. I'm like, it's freaking awesome.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for you guys. Okay. You've now, like, in your WNBA career, essentially experienced like every role, right? The expectations of a number one pick, coming off the bench, being a part of what we'll call like a big four in Vegas. And now at this stage of your career, you're like the key piece. Which is more challenging? Like, which is which is just like harder?
The young years are really hard. Were really hard. Also, just like you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel a lot, you know? And there are definitely moments where you're like, gosh, is this what I really want to, I'm not having fun, like any of the things.
Yeah, like I love where you're going with your answer because I don't even mean it from like just the playing standpoint.
Right. You're more like.
It's like the whole package
whole
of it.
thing, right?
Yeah.
The young years were hard. And then overseas.
Yeah.
And I actually too, I will say, I'm glad I got that experience. It's like different level of experience in Turkey and the pressure, Fenerbahce, all that stuff. Then going to play for Gala, like being a trader, all the things.
Yeah.
I got like, I almost feel blessed. I got like a dip of the old, and then now I get a dip of the new. Not many people can say that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unique. All right, Plum, you're averaging 20.1 points, 5.9 assists. That's all right.
I know, I need to get to 6.
Right. I'm just kidding. No, I know it's been like every WNBA season, there's ups and downs. But where you guys sit now, you have a really good chance of making a push.
Yeah.
So what does success look like? Like when the season's over, you look back, when you think about yourself and then think about the team, like what you're like, that was a success.
For sure, the playoffs.
Okay.
Like winning and impacting winning. And like, I remember too, when we were in Vegas, you learn a lot in the playoffs, right? So you can like build off of that.
Yeah, like the experience
yes,
of it does.
Collectively.
It gives you something. Yeah.
Yes, it's huge. Especially going from last year to go to the playoffs, like that would be awesome.
So that's success?
For now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, for 1 year.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty big.
No, it's huge.
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming on. It was great.
Brittany, that was awesome. Thank you.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation with Plum. I know I did. I think what stuck out the most was she just has a vibe about her. Like, this is what she's doing. This is what she was always meant to be doing. There is no plan B. There is no safety net. And not everybody can do that. But for Plum, it's kind of like a superpower. It's the only way she knows how. And I'd argue it makes her who she is. And it's really why she's reached the levels she's reached. I mean, the kid pitched an internship to attend WNBA games, to come to Storm games. That's crazy. The one quote that stuck out was she said something like, every turn I've had to win people over. And you know what? I'm sure she's going to win more over with her story. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. This episode is a co-production of Together and Vox Media. Our producers are Tommy Alter, Jason Gallagher, Richie Bozick, Harry Krinsky, Jess Clarendon, and Melanie Carter. And a special thanks to Ramon Dampour. Thanks to Nike for their partnership. Sometimes winning is hard. Sometimes it's painful. But Nike knows, when you step on the court, it's what you came here to do. From the champions to the underdogs, from the top of their class prospects to the little brothers finally dunking on their older brother in the driveway, we all have the same goal: win. Nike provides the best gear, products, and stories to get you from the first quarter to the last, even when you feel like you have nothing left to give. Visit Nike.com for more information and be sure to follow Nike on Instagram, TikTok, and other social platforms for more great basketball moments.
Support for this show comes from Google Pixel. You can make magic happen with Google Pixel. Use it to create amazing photos and videos, get more done, and keep your info safe. Plus, it comes built in with Gemini, your handy AI assistant made to help supercharge your ideas, making your smartphone a smarter phone. Meet Pixel 9 Pro, a stunning new design, the advanced AI power of Gemini, and their best camera yet. You can learn more about the new Google Pixel 9 with Gemini Live on the Google Store.